London's black taxis are ranked the safest in the world. We take for granted hailing down a cab and getting to our destination safely. But what if anyone could stop and pick you up?
You want a taxi, love? That's not a taxi.
I kind of don't blame her. She's got to get home, but she's taking a massive risk.
There's 2 sexual assaults a week.
Touting is now an enormous problem in the capital. Touts are minicab drivers, some even bogus.
Just being attacked by a minicab driver here.
Soliciting would-be passengers on the street.
She has no idea what she's getting into.
This is illegal, whether the touts are licensed minicab drivers or not.
You've approached this lady in the street. It's completely illegal.
The danger of getting into an unbooked cab is it's untraceable.
You have no real idea who the vehicle is, you don't know who the operator is, and it is a risk.
We've discovered a clandestine group of black taxi drivers who are trying to reclaim the streets for safety and topple the touts with surprise tactics. It's Friday night and London is buzzing, but when the pubbers and clubbers start looking for a ride home, I'll be joining a secret band of licensed black cabbies, the Hit Squad, who are out to confront the touts. Jonathan is an enthusiastic member of the Hit Squad and they're going into action tonight. So where are we off to now, Jonathan?
We're off to meet up to go in convoy just after midnight to do what we call a hit.
Cab after cab gathers at the pre-hit assembly point, chosen last minute for secrecy and alerted by text and Twitter.
We've got about 120, 150 drivers that are going to go round to Coventry Street and Wardour Street. We're going to block the area up. We want to stop these touts getting outside the clubs and bars where they normally sit.
Oh, I wonder if they're moving off. It looks like they're moving off, guys.
The Hit Squad is now ready to roll. They sent a couple of colleagues ahead to scout the area and they have confirmed illegal activity. The location's been tweeted to all and they're going in force. The 130 cab-strong Hit Squad swoop on the very heart of West End nightlife. Within minutes, and with their 4 highlights deliberately off, they form a near-military crisscross blockade. From north to south on Wardour Street, and east to west on Coventry Street.
Coventry Street not moving, that's that street there.
Although it's just a 1-hour protest, touting is completely stifled.
Someone's saying that the cars around them are going mad, all the minicabs.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Are you going to report me illegally?
Tempers are rising, but the cabbies are determined to make their point.
There is absolutely no enforcement in the West End whatsoever against illegal minicab touts.
It's causing us problems because we can't actually get to the clubs to pick up the people.
While the touts lay low this time, they have been known to be confrontational.
Excuse me, this is a criminal offence to tout. They were flagging the taxi.
I don't care, man. I have a full operating license, you know? When he called me.
Can you come out of my taxi? Can you come out of
What's the problem?
Can you...
This customer idiot.
You are parked on the taxi rank. Want to get on the taxi rank?
Are you police?
Proper taxi driver.
Proper taxi driver. What about me?
It's about raising awareness of the problem because there's still significant misunderstanding amongst sections of the public around the legality of using unlicensed minicabs, unbooked minicabs and so on.
Taxi drivers work hard to do the knowledge to earn the right to apply for hire.
We go through the ringer to get our licence. We do 4 to 5 years on the knowledge, learn in London.
We're just out here on our own now. We really are.
It's not just the black cabbies that say that touting's an issue affecting their livelihoods. Kerry runs a respected family minicab firm in Shoreditch.
It's affecting my business. We get quite a lot of touters around by where we are. We've actually physically had to shoo them away from the office. They'll see a queue outside the office, people waiting, and just grab somebody off the queue. We had a young lady come to the office for a minicab. She was a bit drunk and she didn't want to wait and she didn't want to pay what the set fare was. And the next thing we know, we heard that she'd actually got in a touter's cab and she'd been raped.
So, London's touting epidemic is not just a question of threatened livelihoods, but of personal safety. Marcus bravely agreed to come forward to tell his story, but he didn't want to be identified. He admitted he was under the influence when he flagged down a bogus car.
He said, come in, I'm gonna get you home. Can I give you the address? And So he brought me to somewhere in the forest. I don't know where it was. I don't remember. He unzipped his pants.
Marcus says he was repeatedly raped, but was too scared to tell the police.
He said if I don't do it, he's gonna kill me. I was really scared. He beat me up. I was really in bad condition. I feel depressed.
With 104 cab-related sexual assaults reported last year alone, it's an issue of real concern in the capital.
It's still the case, unfortunately. The very large number of people, nearly half the young women we interview in our survey still would consider using an unlicensed vehicle at night.
But do the public know the difference or care?
The difference between a black cab and a minicab? A black cab's black? No, I don't know what the difference between a black cab and a minicab is. Is it about their licensing?
Black cab's fancier.
Yeah.
More expensive.
Yeah,
for a black cab.
Yeah. No. Do you? I have no idea.
The difference is black taxis can pick you up off the street without pre-booking. Minicabs can't. If they do, they're breaking the law, even if they're licensed. Their badge can be deceptive. I spoke with one reformed ex-tout. He didn't want to be identified, but believes touts provide a service.
It's just a niche of the market. A guy comes out from the club, is half drunk, he doesn't even have a clue even how to dial his phone. It is people like us that take them home.
But yet you wouldn't report someone that you knew was unlicensed or a bogus driver?
I'm not endorsing it, but I'm just explaining it is out of necessity that some of them come out to do what they do.
Back in the West End, the hit squad have finished their mass short, sharp shock 60-minute blockade.
I think we highlighted the problem by bringing the area to a standstill. You've got tons and tons of cars parked outside. Who knows whose car is who and which car is booked? Move these cars on and the public will be a lot safer as well.
Later in the weekend, we witness police anti-tout enforcement firsthand.
The police officers, just look out the way.
We are part of one of the biggest commands in London with over 2,000 officers. We regularly take part in both overt and covert operations to target illegal applying for hire and touting.
What are we doing with this young lady?
I'm so sorry.
Can you say what happened, please?
Yeah, pulled up alongside me. He asked if I wanted a taxi. I said yes, please, to Old Street, and he's quoted me a fare of £22. He's then tried to usher me to get in the car very quickly.
Okay, that's taxi touting. Okay, you're going to be arrested for that.
774 arrests for touting last year, I think demonstrates our commitment to clamping down on touting.
Things get worse for the suspect when the unit examine his licence.
Mary, I believe this to be fraudulent, all right, because you've amended a public carriage office desk. I'm going to further arrest you on suspicion of fraud.
No further action was taken regarding the fraud allegations, but the touting charges are still being pursued against the suspect.
I think it's very important that we highlight the dangers of taking unbooked journeys. And again, I really can't overemphasise the point here. If it's not booked, it is just a stranger's car.
Despite cabbie and police action, are the nightlife public still ignoring the anti-tout message?
Yeah, we do sometimes flag down minicabs when we're outside a club, yeah.
Well, alcohol makes you think that everything's fine.
No, I know it's really bad, but sometimes if you've not got much money and one of the fake minicabs says, like, I'll do it for a tenner.
You're kind of desperate at the time, you just like want to get into anything that you see and get home.
Touting is clearly a huge problem, but law-abiding drivers from both the black taxi and minicab communities believe a lot more needs to be done to protect our public.